At its heart, business is what concerns us. If you care about something enough to do something about it, you are in business. Business is creative. It has to give people enriching, rewarding lives, or it's simply not worth doing. Put people together in a way that will have them bouncing ideas off each other, befriending each other and taking care of each other. And suddenly they are coming to you not with gripes and problems, but with solutions and great ideas. Of course, there will be friction. People working in small teams, in close proximity with each other, will rub each other the wrong way from time to time. But nothing festers, nothing stalls. People get over their problems. They come into work curious about what the day will bring. They are not having to contend with a dreadful low level headache that comes from not quite connecting with the people with whom they are spending most of the day. After all, we only live once, and most of our time is spent at work. So it's vital that we are allowed to feel good about what we do. Throwing yourself into a job you enjoy is one of life's greatest pleasures, but it's one that some leaders of industry seem determined to stamp out at all costs. Enjoyment at work begins where all other enjoyments begin, in good health. There is no point in having people working under unmanageable stress. You have got to give people time to mend. Don't micromanage. Don't ignore people's needs. We run our companies professionally and we make sure that everyone does their job to the highest standards. But the way we make sure is to see that people are having fun. Fun is not about acting stupid. It's the feeling you get when you are on top of things. We try to make sure that the people who come into contact with our business end up with a smile on their face. Not always easy. Formality has its place when it simplifies things, when it lets people know what's going on and what to do. We can't be continually reinventing the wheel every time three people meet in a room. That said, I dislike formality. The best manager is someone who cares about people and who is genuinely interested and wants to bring out the best in them. I think if people are properly and regularly recognized for their initiative, then the business has to flourish. Why? Because it's their business, an extension of their personality. They have a stake in its success. There is one key quality I haven't mentioned yet, and this might surprise some people. It's discipline. In his book Good to Great, the business guru Jim Collins says all companies have a culture, but few have a culture of discipline. A self-disciplined employee will have the patience to conduct routine business routinely, the talent to respond exceptionally to exceptional circumstances, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Remembering who you are, it's the biggest challenge an expanding business ever has to face. Employees are number one. The way you treat your employees is the way they will treat your customers. Think small to grow big. Manage in the good times for the bad times. Irreverence is okay. It's okay to be yourself. Have fun at work. Take the competition seriously, but not yourself. Do whatever it takes. Always treat others the way you want you to be treated. Circumstances and opportunities change. The world changes. Come to that. The only constant is change itself. If someone has paid you for something and it goes wrong, being cagey or defensive will kill you stone dead. You will never see that customer again, nor their family, nor their friends. If someone has a lousy experience at your hands, they will warn people. The snowball effect of this destroys businesses. If, on the other hand, you are able to sort out your customers' problems, better than they expected, then they will be a loyal friend for life. I feel very strongly indeed that young, independently minded businesses can provide customers with great service. It's the monoliths and the business establishment that make customers' lives a misery. The values of our brand are all about customer service. We are focused on the customer in a way that most businesses aren't. Business is a worthwhile pursuit which actually provides most of the tax revenue, employment, and wealth of the whole nation. Entrepreneurs have taken the risk in starting companies, innovating products, and offering the services that make people's lives easier, better, and safer. Entrepreneurship is not about getting one over on the customer. It's not about working on your own. It's not necessarily about making a lot of money. It is absolutely not about letting work take over your life. On the contrary, it's about turning what excites you in life into capital so that you can do more of it and move forward with it. I think entrepreneurship is our natural state, a big word that probably boils down to something much more obvious like playfulness. I believe that drudgery and clock watching are a terrible betrayal of that universal, inborn entrepreneurial spirit. Inspire people to think like entrepreneurs, and whatever you do, treat them like adults. The hardest taskmaster of all is a person's own conscience. So, the more responsibility you give people, the better they will work for you. Here is the good news: the more you free your people to think for themselves, the more they can help you. You don't have to do this all on your own.